I saw this theory on a Hormozy video roughly 2 years ago, and it hit me as wildly applicable to the remote sales space. And it outlines the path and the stages that 99% of sales reps are going to follow. I'll share my screen for just a second. Here we go. So these are the 5 stages of remote sales. Stage 1 over here, we have uninformed optimism. Now, I'll go through all of these just so you have an explanation. But essentially, stage 1, uninformed optimism. Maybe you've seen a YouTube video that says you're going to need to take a few calls a day and you can do it from anywhere. You are going to make ridiculous amounts of money by doing very little, and all you need to do is close a couple of deals per week. And then you're going to hit that 10K per month, and you're going to be there within 60 days. And then you'll become a closer coach. May have said that within 90 days, you're going to be at 20K per month. Otherwise, they're going to give you a gift or a bonus or something like that. And they also say that you're going to have companies falling over themselves just to be able to work with you. There are hundreds and thousands of companies that are desperate to work for you or work with you. And all you can think to yourself is, this is exactly what you've been looking for. So this is what you've got just here. Stage 1, uninformed optimism. But just for reference, when we go through this table, we have the emotional stage axis here, and then we have the time axis here. So as time goes forward, and then you've got the emotional stage higher and lower. So at the beginning with 0 time, but you're very high on the emotional axis. But then stage 2, you've got informed pessimism. And this is where you start to realize that maybe this isn't as straightforward as you thought it would be. And there are so many other people looking for offers as well. And the job boards where the Become a Closer coach said you just go there and you're going to find a heap of jobs posted, they don't really have anything good. They're kind of recycling the same 10 to 15K per month earning potential ones you saw 3 months ago that you know you can't actually earn that amount of money. And maybe you've started on 1 to 2 offers and they have said that 15K per month OTE, but they have 4 closers already on board. And the company is making 20,000 per month. Not each closer, the company. 10% comms split across 4 people, that's $500 per person. And the other side of things is you realize the sales calls, they're not as easy as the coach said they would be. People are really mean. And the script that they taught you, it doesn't seem to work. It's almost like the prospects have heard it before. But then as time goes on a little bit further, we go down the axis a little bit further, and then we have stage 3, which is the valley of despair. I sent this out in an email about a month ago as a newsletter, and I got dozens of responses from sales pros. And the majority of them identified anywhere from these 3 stages. Now, the majority say they were in the valley of despair, but a lot were saying they feel like they're just kind of peeking out of it. But this is the stage where I see most closers right now. And you might have been looking for a decent offer for a few months. You thought you were going to have one within a week, but now it's been a few months and it's not looking pretty. And a lot of people in the valley of despair, maybe they were on a good offer for a while. Everyone was making money. But then it kind of tanked overnight. And you are connecting with everyone who'll hop on a Zoom call, hoping that they have something decent. But when you hop on the call, you realize that they're connecting with you for the same reason. They're hoping you have something. And this happens over and over. And then you realize that there's not that many good ones that are being passed around at the moment. And then because of the position that you're in, that really crappy offer that the recruiter has been pushing for months, or that really bad offer that's been cycling around on the job boards, and you know that 15 of your friends have been through there and left because you can't make any money, that actually starts to look a little bit appealing. Or perhaps maybe you get on some calls and the prospects are broke, but the offer owner still says, no, 8 calls a day minimum or you're off. So you're working for free. and you're not looking forward to the calls anymore because you know you're not going to make a sale and the prospects are going to be awful to deal with. And you're probably exhausted by all the constant peaks and troughs, the empty promises, the difficult prospects, the offers that are just not what they said they would be. But then this is the fork in the road. Now you'll even see it mapped out here. This is where most people, they will quit. And then they'll find something else. And it might be network marketing. It might be fractional management. It might be whatever it is. They will quit. And then they go through this cycle over and over. Maybe they'll go back to their 9 to 5. Whatever it is, the cycle will start again. But here's something that no one really talks about. The thinking that got you to this position is not the kind of thinking that's going to get you out of this position. The reason that people end up here is because they made wrong decisions along the way. And unfortunately, the remote sales space, the way it's set up, the way it's structured, it's not easy to navigate. And the general consensus, the way everyone comes in, expectations are mismanaged by YouTube, by Become a Closer coaches. They say it's going to be easy. They say you need to do this, 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 and this. But the problem with most of the Become a Closer coaches, most of them, not all of them, the reason they went into that is because they weren't actually able to figure it out as a closer. And there is so much money made in our industry because people don't know what to do. So the industry itself has become a biz op. So what has got you to here is by design. But it's also not the thinking that's going to get you to stage 4, which is informed optimism, and then stage 5, success and fulfillment. And just one thing to add here as well. This is where the majority of people are going to go for guaranteed placement, or they'll consider paying for a role or paying to apply for a role. Absolutely do not do that. To get out of this position, or at least bypass this valley of despair, you need to stop playing the same game as everyone else. And if you look at the people who are at stage 5, success and fulfillment, are they doing the same things as everyone else? No, they're not. But then we go to stage 4, just here, informed optimism. Now, you have a realization at this point that it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but you can really make this work for you. And you know, or at least you realize it's going to take time for you to get good enough to land the big accounts, and you need to be intentional about your learning. Don't just jump from program to program to program. Figure out, this is what I need help with. Who is the best person to help me do that? And you absolutely need to put in the reps. Get a feel for the calls and destroy that fear of rejection that crushes most salespeople's careers. And you can make the 20 to 30K per month, but it's not going to be less than 30 hours per week for a couple of years at least. And you need to stop doing the stupid stuff that everyone else is doing. You need to stop waiting on the job boards or waiting on recruiters or putting the success of your career in someone else's hands. You need to start making decisions now that the you of 5 years from now will thank you for. And the biggest one, and I had to go through this, it was a massive ego check. Everyone needs to understand that you are not as good as you think you are, or you're not as good as you thought you were, but you can change that. You are 100% in control of it. Then we go to stage 5. Up here, we've got success and fulfillment. Now keep in mind here, more time has passed. You've gone down on the emotional axis and now we're on the way back up. When you look at people at stage 5, success and fulfillment, what have they done? I know most of them. And the only reason they've hit this point is they have worked hard for a number of years. It didn't happen in a month. It didn't happen in 6 months. They are obsessed with being the best version of themselves. And they're disciplined, and they find a way to identify success in failure. And one of my favorite quotes is, failure is where success likes to hide in plain sight. And you're going to have a lot of failure if you choose this as a career. You need to find the wins in the failure. The other thing, now a lot of the people I know at stage 5, nobody in the industry really knows about them. They don't engage, they don't comment, they simmer away. They're never shouting from the rooftops about how amazing they are and how they're the best closer in the world. Anyone that does that, that's how you know to stop paying attention to that person. They don't play the same game as everyone else. They're not waiting on anyone else. They are intentional about who they want to work with. They're intentional about what they want to be selling and who they want to be selling it to. Now focus on that last little section. They're intentional about who they want to be selling it to, because you have a choice. You can sell to broke people, or you can sell to people with money who are used to investing in themselves. And they found those offers outside this little bubble where everyone's commenting interested on job boards, where everyone's kind of engaging with other people's stuff and networking. And after a good amount of time, you realize that it's the Truman Show. There's this dome over the industry and everyone kind of just hangs out in here. They found these offers by getting out there, because there are a whole lot of companies and industries out there that have never come across the high ticket space. They're just potentially successful business people that went into coaching and don't know how to find a good salesperson. But the other thing that these successful people have done, the people at stage 5, is they've connected with recruiters and they've built relationships with these recruiters, and they get access to all of the best offers before they go to market. They don't see recruiters as someone you just speak to when you need a role. They see recruiters as someone that they actually want to become friends with, because pretty much all of the recruiters in our space are lovely people and they're worthwhile getting to know. And the best offers, they don't get posted. They get handed out by the recruiters to the people that they know can deliver and that they know will be good to work with. And because of all of the experience that they have, the people, again, the salespeople at stage 5, because of their experience, they've positioned themselves as a partner with any company they work with, and they set up mutually beneficial terms so that they can live their life on the terms that they want. And what I mean by that is they don't have to show up to 2 huddles a day. Maybe there's 1 weekly team meeting, whatever they've negotiated. But because of all of this experience, because of how they position themselves, that company is bringing them on as a partner, as someone to solve a problem and someone that they can rely on, which is win-win for everyone involved. And the life on their terms, that might be working 40 hours a week and doing 50K months, or it might be 30 hours a week, still earning you 50K, or maybe it's 20 hours a week and they're earning 20, 25, 30K. And they've decided that instead of working an extra 20 hours a week or 30 hours a week, they want to spend the rest of the time with their family or doing whatever it is they want to do. The key here is to look at those people and what they're doing now, the way they conduct themselves. And you want to emulate that, but plan to do that over a period of time. Now, there's going to be more videos on the back of this. Essentially, how do you go about bypassing the valley of despair? This is a lot more information than I'm going to fit in one video. But for now, just off the back of what we've covered here, this here is the roadmap to remote sales. And if you can clearly see what's coming ahead of you, you can take shortcuts and you can make decisions now that will help you bypass the valley of despair. And if you're in the valley of despair now, then that's okay. There is a way out and it's not as hard as you think. But just keep in mind, don't do what the majority do, because everyone's sliding down this slope. Focus on these people here and copy the decisions that they've made. Now, if you found this helpful, or you're interested in finding part 2, part 3 when it actually does come out, or you just want to see more content like this, make sure you hit subscribe. But if you've got any questions you'd like me to expand on some details, or there's just some other content that you'd like me to cover, chuck a comment down below and I'll get to it.